Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Bhakti Dear Damodara Prabhuji. Then with pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving us your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Without further ado, I would like to request you to please take over from here. Hare Krishna.
All right, thank you very much. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara. Yasodhanandana Prajajanarandana Yasodhanandana Prajajanarandana Yamunatira Pranachara Yamunatira Pranachara Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara. Yasodhanandana Prajajanarandana Yasodhanandana Prajajanarandana Yamunatira Pranachara Yamunatira Pranachara. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Nitai Guru Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Guru Hari Bol. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa 𝐒𝐰𝐬𝐺𝐴𝐺𝐸 Astuttarasta Sri Srimad 𝐒𝐰𝐬𝐺 ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagadguru Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa 𝐒𝐰𝐬𝐺𝐴𝐺 Astuttarasta Sri Srimad 𝐒𝐰𝐬𝐺 Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prince of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama ko Radha Kunda Girigara ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadip Mai Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Ganges Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees, all glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vijay Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shitamine Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vati Tirtha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatujayam Mudirayet Nashta Praesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasuke Bhakti Bhavati Nashti Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Nagyana Timirandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshulunvaditam Jena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Gurun Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vasakandatam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhudita Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Brisavana Suti Devi Punamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataru Gyascha Kripa Sundi Vyaivacha Vaditanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Glories to all the assembled devotees. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 15. They sent Narada and Angira instruct King Chitraketu. Text number 3. Jata prayanti samyanti Shruto vigena baluka Sanyo jyante viyujyante Tata kalena dehina Jata prayanti samyanti Shruto vigena baluka Samyugyante viyujyante Tata kalena dehina Tata prayanti samyanti Sruta vijnana baluka Samyugyante viyujyante Tata kalena dehina Jatha, just as prayanti, more apart, samyanti, come together, shruta vigena, by the force of waves, Balukaha, the small particles of sand. Samyudyante, they are united. Viyudyante, they are separated. Tata, similarly, Kalena, by time. Dehina, the living entities who have accepted material bodies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada 𝐾𝐸𝐽. O King, as small particles of sand sometimes come together and are sometimes separated due to the force of the waves, the living entities who have accepted material bodies sometimes come together and are sometimes separated by the force of time. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The misunderstanding of the conditioned soul is the bodily conception of life. The body is material, but within the body is the soul. This is spiritual understanding. Unfortunately, one who is in ignorance, under the spell of material illusion, accepts the body to be the self. He cannot understand that the body is matter, like small particles of sand. Bodies come together and are separated by the force of time. And people falsely lament for unification and separation. Unless one knows this, there is no question of happiness. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 2:13, this is the first instruction given by the Lord. Dehi knows me jata dehi kaumaram yovaram jara tata dehan kara praptiri dhira tatala puyati. As in body, soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. We are not the body. We are spiritual beings trapped in the body. Our real interest lies in understanding this simple fact. Then we can make further spiritual progress. Otherwise, if we remain in the bodily conception of life, our miserable material existence will continue forever. Political adjustment, social welfare, medical assistance, and the other good programs we have manufactured for peace and happiness will never endure. We shall have to undergo the sufferings of material life one after another. Therefore, material life is said to be 𝐂𝐸𝐴. It is a reservoir of miserable conditions. Srila Prabhupada 𝐾𝐸𝐽. A reservoir of miserable conditions. First of all, this chapter, in this chapter, Angira Muni and Narada Muni, these two great personalities, spacecraft men, they are spacemen. the greatest of the scientists, who cannot be equaled, can never be near to by our scientists, so-called scientists. So they are not scientists. The real scientists are Narad Muni, Dhira, Muni, and other spiritual personalities. Narad Muni does not need spacecraft, a plane to travel. Such a wonderful life. They traveled at their time, they don't need ticket, no visa, no traveling arrangements, just at a will, whatever they want, whenever they want. They can go anywhere they want. The Muni can go to hell, he can go to heaven, he can go to Vaikuntha, everywhere he can go. This is liberation. This is independence. This is life. No conditioning. So there are two things we should look at here. Of course, we also have a similar personalities like Prithu Maharaj. His footwear also goes everywhere. Footwear. Just footwear. Just a shoe. Like we have silk bedroom slippers of our shoe wear. Prithu Maharaj shoe takes him everywhere he likes to go. No fuel, no engineer, no repair, no fault, no expenditure. This is life. And this life is the subject matter that we have at hand to discuss. The difference between material and the spiritual life is very clear, very, very clear, distinctly clear. Kardamamuni is prescribed, it travels everywhere at a will any time, no expenditure. Everything is available inside at a will. So let's look at two things in this local. First, the temporal activities which we have to perform and the prescribed duty. For all of us in different ashrams, when we look at 𝐾𝐡𝐤𝐴's life, which you will go into detail later on, but this is the beginning, introduction to this chapter. He married millions of wives. For what? Not for sex life? No. It's not for sex life. It is for fulfillment of his duty. A Kshatriya must, or let's say, a responsible leader must have somebody to succeed him before leaving. Otherwise, your life is considered a failure, even if you have managed perfectly that everybody in your kingdom are satisfied, they're happy, and they're executing their duty perfectly under your leadership. But if you don't have a successor, you are a failure. So we saw in our tradition, great personality like Dasharatha Maharaj, he underwent severe type of austerities, not only once. When he completed his duty as Swayambhuva Manu, he underwent severe type of austerity along with his wife, Satarupa Naimishanani. Lord Ramachandra blessed them, accepted to become their son. So he became Dasaratha Maharaj and Kausalya. That is not all. They again underwent another type of austerity, severe austerity for the boon to manifest. They also performed severe austerity to be able to get the potency to really bring the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their son to help the world. Other subsequent kings, they do the same thing to have somebody to represent them. So here we see, which is very, very silent, is silent, the Bhagavatam. The Prithu Maharaj married millions of wives because he wanted a succession. We don't normally see it. We only go to the side of sense gratification and condemn him. He was doing his prescribed duty. To perfect his prescribed duty, he wanted the son. Getting the son also is a big lesson, which is now to be discussed. So in this slok, they are speaking. Radhamuni and Nagira are speaking to Chitraketu Maharaj. O king, as small particles of sun sometimes come together, Teta Prayanti, Samyanti, Shroto Begana, Balu Taha. Especially during the rainy season. You can see when the rain comes, the current comes, you can take the sand. You can take the sand. You see this in the village. the water will take the sand and pack somewhere. Some other time, heavy rain will come and also carry all those things and spread them somewhere again. So they are giving perfect example, analogy here. That in similar way, time brings us together as husbands, as wives, as brothers and sisters, as friends and enemies, as sons and daughters. And another time, we are separated. Sometimes we have this body, another time this body is not there. We have a subtle body or we have a spiritual body for those who have attained success in Krishna consciousness. To go back home, to go back to Godhead. While the time is making all this arrangement, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we're not happy, sometimes we have, sometimes we don't have, sometimes anxiety, sometimes happiness, sometimes time. Arranging everything according to our karma. So Prabhupada said in the purport that the misunderstanding of the conditioned soul is the bodily conception of life. Misunderstanding. What is a misunderstanding? The body is material, but within the body is the soul. The misunderstanding is that we accept the body as the soul. So when we say, who are you? Can I know you, sir? Can I know you, madam? Can I know you? Yes, yes, yes. I am the president, the prime minister. I'm an engineer. I am a musician. I'm a doctor. I'm a chef. I'm a scientist. I am this and that. This is misunderstanding. Why? Because we are simply describing the things which we do, not we. We are describing the things which we do. You are a doctor. That is what you do. You act as a doctor. But who are you acting as a doctor? Nobody knows that. So it's a misunderstanding. Yes, I am this, but who is that I that is doing the job which we are describing? So we associate ourselves with the things which we do. I am a doctor. You are not a doctor. The soul is not a doctor. The activity the soul is performing is doctor. So Prabhupada said misunderstanding. This is misunderstanding, that we don't know what is the self. Not only that we don't know who is God, we don't even know who we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know who Krishna is. That is about to know the Quran calls it Tattva Vibrahma. Tattva Vibrahma. Tattva Vibrahma. Vibrahma. Illusion. Misunderstanding about who we are. Misunderstanding about who Krishna, the Supreme God, is. Misunderstanding about what this material world, this material nature, material energy is. Misunderstanding about what is our duty, what are we supposed to do. Misunderstanding about everything. We are simply engaging. Hare Krishna. We are simply engaged in whimsical activities, which Srila Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita 1865. Whimsical activities not be offered to Krishna. We are simply engaged in whimsical activities, and sometimes in the name of devotion. That's misunderstanding. Tattva Vibrahma. We don't know who we are. We don't know who Krishna is. We don't know what material energy, this material world, we don't know. Just see how dangerous our life is, that we don't know who we are, we don't know who is God, we don't know what we're supposed to do according to Bhagavad Gita. Demon does not know what is good, they don't know what is bad, they don't know what we're supposed to do, or we don't know what we should do. Yet we are doing something. Can we see how dangerous our life is? You don't know how to drive a car, and you enter into the steering. Is it a safe life? It is dangerous. So we shouldn't be surprised why we are suffering in this world, Prabhupada said. We shouldn't be surprised why we are suffering. We should know why we are suffering, because you should know you are not, or we are not a driver. You don't know how to drive, and we enter into the steering. We should know that we are going to have accident. That is sure. We're going to destroy the car, destroy other people, destroy ourselves. So the consequences of ignorance is what? Suffering. We are acting in ignorance. So we should know why we are suffering, that we are acting in ignorance. You are not a doctor and you open a clinic and you're treating people. You're having needles and some drugs and things. Even if the drugs are perfect, the drugs have been manufactured perfectly, and you get all the needles and the things you put in a clinic, you are very, very dangerous, because you don't know what to do. So we are very dangerous. Conditions are very dangerous. We are dangerous to ourselves, because everything we do in ignorance is detrimental to the self and other living entities. This is our situation. Look at how the world is moving. The world is moving towards destruction. That is what we are seeing every day. destructive activities. Why? We don't know what to do. Prabhupada said misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding. The understanding is not there. It's a miss. We miss it. It's not the easiest off. This is spiritual understanding. What is spiritual understanding? That we are spirit soul occupying this material body. Can you imagine if someone tell you, I house? How will you feel? Somebody tell you, I house. How will you feel? I house, I city. ICT. Of course, today we have iPhone. And people are spending big money to buy iPhone. iCloud. iPad. Suppose somebody tell you that, Hare Krishna, who are you? I house. How will you look at the person? How will you feel when someone tells you like that? Somebody say, yeah, Mr. House. This is what we're doing. Misunderstanding. So the understanding is that we are the occupant of a house. And without us, this body has no value. This is spiritual understanding. Unfortunately, one who is in ignorance, under the spell of material illusion, accepts the body to be the self. He cannot understand that the body is matter, like small particles of sand. Bodies come together and are separated by the force of time. And people falsely lament for unification and separation. So when time brings us together for some time, time brings us together for some time, and other time, the time will separate us. So when we come together, we develop attachment, material attachment, not a spiritual attachment, material attachment to the body. Because I have not seen you since ever we have been living together for 40 years, 50 years. I have not seen you, the person I consider my husband. I have not seen you, the person I consider my wife. I have not seen you, the person I consider to be my son or my daughter, my brother, sister, mother, and father. I have not seen the person I consider to be my friend. I have not seen you. All along for the 50 years we have been together, is the body, your body as a seen and identifying with. I'm identifying with the body, not you. You are identifying with my body, not me. And when the relationship is based on ignorance, there is bound to be frustration and anxiety unnecessarily. That is what people are facing in the material world. Unnecessary suffering, unnecessary anxiety. Ignorance. So Sudha Swami said, Anartu Pashanam Shakshat Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaji. Anartu Pashanam Shakshat Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaji. The sufferings of the living entities in material world is superfluous. It is not necessary. Our suffering in this material world is not necessary, but we are suffering unnecessary. Why? Ignorance. We don't supposed to suffer as we are suffering. Ignorance. You have to suffer. Like 𝐂𝐴𝐤𝐴 is going to lament, we are also lamenting. That does not mean that we shouldn't appreciate we shouldn't appreciate the good deeds you get from others, or the blessing we get from a sadhu, a spiritual person, a pure soul who have been giving us their blessings to maintain our Krishna consciousness. The scripture recommends that we should cry. When the spiritual master leaves the body, leaves the planet, we should cry. And for a bona fide disciple, not only to cry, but he must go with the spiritual master. That is a recommendation. To go with the spiritual master. We saw that Lila in Jagannath. We saw that Lila, perfect Lila in Jagannath. The priest who would transfer Lord Jagannath's heart from the old body to the new body will go with Jagannath. He will leave the body. He doesn't stay after doing that heart surgery. Heart surgery, yes. Heart transplant, yeah, they say heart transplant. No, Jagannath have been doing heart transplanting business since the time immemorial. And nobody talk about it. Nobody advertise it. This is known only to few self-realized souls in Jagannath Puri. But our cheaters are claiming, they are claiming the right of being a scientist. Something they don't merit, or they're not even doing anyway. We have those who are already doing that. So a bona fide disciple should go with the spiritual master when he leaves. Only the reason why a disciple should not go with the spiritual master is when that disciple has a service to continue on behalf of the spiritual master. Then he can stay. Otherwise, he should go with the spiritual master. That is a recommendation. So, lamenting for separation or rejoicing for, proper use the word unification. Unification. When we come together and when we get separated with time, several lectures should not lament. The Prabhupada said, quoting Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, "Dehi knows me jata dehe kaumaram yonam jara tata deham praptiri dhira tatra namu yati dhira tatra namu yati." A dhira, a person who is in knowledge, one who knows the difference between the body and the soul, does not lament for the existence, nor does he lament for separation, because he does not see the need for lamentation. Just like if you're a husband or brother, a wife or a brother or sister, a mother or father, or daughter or son, if one person leave this room and enter that room, nobody cries. But why do we cry when the same thing happens? That because that's what death means. Death means what? One have given up this body to take another body. But Lord Krishna said, for one who has taken birth, death is certain, and one who has died, birth is certain. So changing a body, changing a species, changing a planet is not, it does not give reason for a sensible, knowledgeable person to lament. But because we are in ignorance, we lament. But what can our lamentation do? Will our lamentation bring back the person or bring back the thing which we lost? I ask many devotees who do not have this realization. Oh, I love my mother so much. My father is the only person I depend on. Krishna has taken. Why Krishna took my husband? Why Krishna? Krishna, why should you do this to me? Krishna, why did you do this to me? You shouldn't do this to me, Krishna. Krishna, why Krishna should do this to me? Why Krishna should do this to me? We ask Krishna like this. Why? What is our right to ask Krishna that question? What is our right to ask that question to Krishna? We don't have the right because Krishna does not make mistakes. And after all, it is not Krishna who took our husband away. It is not Krishna who took our son, our brother, or master. It is not Krishna who did that. It is what we have prepared for that Krishna simply facilitated. Anumanta upadrasta. Anumanta upadrasta. Lord Krishna witnessed everything. He simply gave permission for us to function. And we are blaming Krishna. So a sensible person would not blame or lament for the soul, because the soul, according to Bhagavad Gita, that which is permanent has no cessation. And that is what is temporal, does not endure. So we cannot change it. That is what nature has arranged. No one has the power to change it. But our misfortune is that we constantly try to adjust nature, something which we cannot do. Like you are not a mechanical engineer, and you are losing all the nut and the bolt inside the car, trying to fix them. You are simply going to destroy the car, or you are destroying it rather. You are destroying it because what do you know inside? Nature has perfectly arranged everything, but we are trying to adjust it. It's like trying to fix a car you don't know. This is what we're doing. It is wrong. It is wrong. It should not be done. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body, which is happening, our body is constantly changing from the time the soul appeared having this body, in this body, when the body appeared out from the womb, the body continued to change. It is the body that is changing, not the soul. The soul is not changing, but the body is changing. From boyhood to youth to old age. And eventually, the soul will leave the body. So Krishna tells Arjuna, your grandfather and your teacher, they have passed through, Kaumara, they have passed through Yovanam, they are now at Jara. So I'm simply telling you to help them change the body to the youthful body. Why are you hesitating to do something? It's ignorance. We are hesitating to do the right thing and getting ready to do the wrong thing. This is our civilization. And Krishna is saying, what is this nonsense? What is this nonsense we're doing? I am telling you the right thing to do, are hesitating, but you want to do something which is very destructive. What is this? Ignorance. An intelligent person should listen to Krishna, should listen to pure devotees of Krishna. And Prabhupada said, the self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. We are not the body. We are spiritual beings trapped in the body. Our real interest lies in understanding this simple fact. This simple fact. Then we can make further spiritual progress. Otherwise, if we remain in the bodily conception of life, our miserable material existence will continue forever. This is not a curse, it's a fact. This is a fact. If you don't change our consciousness from material to spiritual, if you remain, If we continue to expand our ignorance, our suffering will continue forever. The so-called material advancement is what? It's an expansion of ignorance. This is what people consider to be civilization. It is not civilization. It is expansion of ignorance. And that is not knowledge. It is ignorance. Political adjustment, social welfare work, medical assistance, and other so-called philanthropic activities, manufacture for the peace and happiness will never endure, will never be successful, will never help anyone, because what is zero is zero. Zero is useful only if you have what, if you add one to it. To continue to multiply zero doesn't make any sense. The Bible says vanity upon vanity is still vanity. It is vanity. It is not success. To bring in success means to add one. And what is that one? Krishna. Only when we add Krishna to everything that we do, that is beloved. That is spiritual life. That is wanted. That is needed. That is success. Other than this, it is simply an expansion of our suffering. We shall have to undergo the sufferings of material life one after another. Therefore, material life is said to be dukkhalayam. It is full of miseries, and everyone is experiencing that. And as Sahaswatam, it is temporal. Why we are not happy with all the material arrangement we are making? The soul is never temporary. The soul is never material. Therefore, material things can never give satisfaction to the soul. Only spiritual thing can give satisfaction to the soul because it is spiritual. So this is the knowledge that the Muni and Angira Muni, they are given to us through Chitraketu Maharaj. For our benefit, and Srila Prabhupada has kindly, very mercifully, with great compassion and love, presented it to us in a way we can identify with it and see it. So we'll see through the eye of Srila Prabhupada, so we can see things perfectly and clearly for our ultimate benefit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam to you and all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very beautiful class, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Certainly, it's very difficult to understand this huge creation of Krishna without the mercy of Guru Maharaj. And as the verse says, our bodily conceptions, our relationships, our mom, dad, husband, wife, kids, it's difficult. It's very difficult to understand. But if we put Krishna in the middle, if we serve them as gift of Krishna, then the life changes. I'm always very, very thankful to my mother. Since my childhood, she always says, pray, serve the deities, touch the feet of, elder people and gurus and the devotees. So I consider it as the best gift in my life from Krishna. So I'm serving my mother. That's just give me happiness. When the Krishna is out of the picture, certainly the things go other ways. And also, as per iPhones and our advancement, only when we put Krishna in the middle, they become very useful. They become very useful, Maharaj. Every morning at our WhatsApp group, we're talking about which speaker is coming and what's happening, and all the devotees are together. Then we get the happiness. And when we use the same iPhone for our sensual gratification, then the things go other way, then things are bad. Very beautiful class, Maharaj. Very beautiful class. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your class and for coming on Bhakti Sanga Japa group. Maharaj, with your permission, can we go to the question answer session, Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Our very dear His Grace Sukakara Krishna Prabhu is a very senior devotee, is always joining us. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danva Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. We only got the blessing from Maharaj yesterday night in Ajman, and again I'm lucky to have Maharaj.
Hari Bol,
Maharaj,
Hari.
thank you very much, Maharaj. When I see you, I get enlightened because you are a pure soul. And in half an hour, you gave the whole message of Prabhupada and Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Maharaj, one question what you told, when your brother goes from one room to the other room, you don't cry because he's going from this room to that room. But when they leave this world, they go, we know that he is a soul, we are a soul. But still we are missing, no Maharaj, we are missing that person. So how to console? I know it is attachment. I know it is attachment. I know this is just change of dress. But it is easy to say, but difficult to practice, no Maharaj. How do we do that?
It is difficult because we don't have the realization. If you have the realization, it will not be difficult. For example, when Narendra Muni was injected with the pure Krishna consciousness, and that fire of bhakti was burning within him, and he's ready to do anything to keep that fire of bhakti burning in his life. And the only thing disturbing was his mother, and the mother passed away. The Muni didn't have to wait to do cremation for his mother. He simply set fire in the hot house and left. He didn't cry, not because he's hard-hearted. It is because he has a realization that my mother has gone very, very high. So she should lament for me because I'm still in material world. My mother has done her best and have been promoted to a higher planet. So she should have mercy upon me, but we are lamenting for people who may have gone to a higher planet. Are we in a lower planet lamenting for? Because it doesn't make sense, it is ignorance. So suppose your brother has gone to heaven, here, he's struggling struggling with everything just to exist. Who should lament for each other? You who is in a lower place suffering, or the brother who is in a higher planet? Who should lament for who? Even though attachment is there, but who should lament for who? He should lament for us because in the better place. That is the situation that we should try to understand. So yeah, it is difficult for us because we are not realized. For those who are self like the Dhiras, hold it to Hasama Darshana, they will not lament. They will see it. They will see it the exact way we physically see a person or brother or sister leaving this room and entering the room. We know we are going to go there and see him. So knowledge, realization is important to get to that. It's not just empty philosophy, but realization. You realize to understand that. And we have to begin from the beginning to understand that this is reality, it is happening. And Krishna expected us to be on that level. That is why he spoke the Gita to teach us. He didn't just come and speak philosophy to us. Krishna wanted to realize that. In chapter 9, Krishna said, I'm giving you knowledge and realized knowledge, not just knowledge, realized knowledge. So that you see this practically, see this in reality. You will see that, yes, it is true that the soul never dies. The soul is eternal. And now the family member has left. We should, I was telling some devotees, she was lamenting, one devotee was lamenting, oh, see my mother. So my mother. See my mother. So I told her, see, you are lamenting your mother left the body like this. My concern is for you. What are you doing not to leave the body the way your mother left? Your duty is to sit down here be lamenting how your mother left, or you should work on yourself in Krishna consciousness to live your body not the way your mother left, to live your body in a higher way. They are living the body smiling in the middle of kirtan being chanted by devotees of Krishna. This is what I want your attention to focus on, not this way. She was, well, oh, thank you, I didn't see this. I said, yes, you will not see it. Therefore, this is the importance of association for you to understand this. Don't live your body the way your mother lived a certain life, because you know. Don't live your body like that. Don't live your life like that. So you don't have to live your body the way your mother lived the body. You should live your body in a different way, in a Krishna conscious way. Either you have Krishna present before you, or you live your body in the middle of Krishna holiness, chanted by the pure, by the devotees of Krishna. These are the two ways devotees should live the body. And it is auspicious, necessary for every devotee. Our whole life in Christian consciousness is to prepare us for this. At the time of our living this body, we should live the body in this way.
So when somebody leaves, we have to know that I am going to die also. So let me prepare like Parikshit Maharaj, that I don't know whether 7 days or 7 years. Just start preparing for the last day. That should be the immediate reaction when somebody dies.
Before we die, we should know that our 7 days may not be graphically exactly 7, but we should know that the remaining of our days is 7 days.
Oh.
So we should use this remaining life we have as 7 days to prepare for the death to come. This should be our consciousness.
Because in case of Chitraketu Maharaj, after so much of difficulty, so many queens he married, and he got that one child. And because of enviousness of other queens, they killed. So he is crying. There is some reason for that. No? That one child in the family of just 1 year old, the child goes off, and he's such a rich king. And so there is justice in his crime. He and his wife crying.
I have explained that in the beginning, that we should not just look at Ķiṭṭaketu's case in a one-sided way. We should look at it in a different aspect, which is silent in Bhagavatam. He's a king, and he has to have somebody to represent him. He has no son, so who is going to represent him? Every important person is a spiritual personality, a spiritual master, a spiritual leader, a father, a Kshatriya, or responsible king. They always have somebody to represent them, and they go all out, make sure they get somebody to represent them before leaving the body. That's what Ķiṭṭaketu were doing. It's not just attachment for a wife or for a child that is the issue. It is beyond that. It's a Kshatriya. So if you have no child, who's going to respond? The million wives are not going to represent him.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for asking the question.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you, Prabhu, for keep blessing us with your association. Maharaj, we have also our very senior devotee, His Grace Prahlad Anand Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Maharaj. Prabhuji, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Thank you very much, Maharaj. What an excellent class, the whole summarization of our philosophy. And I don't have a question, I just have some realization, which I would like to express. And that is that, Rusabdev Maharaj says, Parabhavastavad abhut jato yavan jigyasa tatma tattvam. So as long as we know this concept, or we do not have understanding from Guru Maharaj and devotees like you, that, we are not this body. We all know that we are not this body. When we see somebody passing away, and even, the pet passing away, we all realize that, we are not this body. But to put this into our consciousness and how to come to that stage, that is the process of Bhakti Yoga. And by mercy of Srila Prabhupada and, all the devotees, we are fortunate. I was fortunate because my father gave me Bhagavad Gita and Bhaja Govindam, these two books, when I was very young. And when he passed away at the age of 52, I was 16 that time. And my mother was crying so terribly. And at that time, I told her that Dehi nosmin yatha dehi slok, and I explained her in little in Gujarati, and that calmed her down so much. Just that instant, a change in thought pattern. She calmed down immediately. So from that day, I realized that these words of Bhagavad Gita, they are so sublime, like that. So this is what my reflection, realization, Prabhuji. Thank you again for giving us such an enlightened, discourse. And I'm grateful to you for all this knowledge. Asante Sana, Prabhuji. I know some Bantu language. Thank you very much again, all the devotees and everyone. Thank you very much. Hari Bol, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prahlad Prabhu. That was so beautiful from you. Personal realization. Sometime let us know how we can see Krishna in our real life. People say, oh, how you can see God. But yes, we can see Krishna with our personal life experiences. Same with me happened 4 years ago. I was not a devotee at all. Even right now, I'm not a devotee. But I was crying every night. I would remember, my mother is still here in this world with me. She's blessing me every day. But I would cry and cry and cry. I would drink and cry, thinking, oh, one day my mother will go. But then once I came in touch with Srila Prabhupada's book and the real knowledge of life and Bhagavad Gita, that changed really my life. So thanks for your experiences, Prabhuji. Maharaji, such a beautiful class. Maharaj, Sugakara Krishna Prabhu, you have another question? Haribol?
No question.
Okay, so you're just blessing us with the golden hand. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your blessing. Hand is still up.
I need blessing from Maharaj.
Sister Upanishad hand is up.
Yes. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you again for joining us, Mataji.
Jai Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. All glory to your wonderful divine service. Hari Bol, Maharaj. How are you doing
Krishna.
today?
Very good. Thank you.
Hari
Very
Bol.
static. Is Upanishad. Happy to have you with us.
Jai, thank you.
Hare
I
Krishna.
haven't been on all alone, but I said, wow, Maharaj is on. I need to get on. So my question is, I hope it's relevant because I just got on, but
Yeah, it should be relevant.
I have been, there are a lot of different communities, a lot of different faiths, and you want everyone to be able to practice their consciousness with who they feel comfortable with. So I'm very comfortable with Krishna consciousness, right?
Wonderful.
It's to me, it's the highest science, on the planet, in the three worlds, actually. But how do you help someone else? I mean, maybe I don't want to make anyone, but how do you help someone realize that the science that we're practicing is the best? Okay, it brings all benefits, and especially when they're close to you, you want them to understand. So I'm thinking, I said, maybe I'm not doing what I need to be doing, to kind of convince them. So what do you suggest for people who are in the ceremonial practice? We're ceremonial as well, that how can we help them understand that all they need is Krishna? They don't need any comedics or, not that they don't need it. It's just that this is enough. This is plenty. So what you suggest for that person?
Wonderful. Thank you very much for a beautiful question. Yes, for people who are still, let's say they're very, very mature, they're still busy with all the ceremonies of religious practice and not having the opportunity for higher realization, for higher things. How do we help such people? It is the many things we can try. But prasadam is something that you can easily penetrate into people easily without religious prejudice or bias. Prasadam is a very wonderful process and powerful means of entering into people that it can easily transform people Beginning people nice prasadam. And our own personal Krishna conscious lifestyle is another way we can easily change people. People will see us and I'll be attracted. I want to be like you. What is it you are doing that you are like this?
Mhm.
I want to be like you. His Holiness Bhakti Mara has this life. He told us when he went to see Muhammad Ali. Those days he was cultivating Muhammad Ali. So, so he went to visit Muhammad Ali one of those days. And then Muhammad Ali looked at him carefully and he said, "My friend, let me confess something. When I was a child, a second-class citizen in my own country, because of my color, I was having this idea, how wonderful it would be if I can become a great personality that would transcend this culture. But my dear friend, you know, as I am now, if I press this button, I can get a friend from this country, that country at a time. And look, all the furnitures I have in my house, they're from different countries. So materially speaking, I have all the things I had desired to attain when I was a child. But I have noticed that I'm not as happy as you. What is in you that you are so attractive like this to me? This was not a philosophy. It is his observation. And looking at the life of His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj, seeing his effulgence, which was coming from inside, manifesting outside due to his Krishna consciousness, he was able to see it. And he confessed, I am not as happy as you are, even though I have gotten all the things I desired as a child to have in my life. So what is it in you? Please tell me. So His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj told him, see, my friend, yes, I don't have a button to press for any gift to come from any part of the world. And I don't have furniture from different parts of the world in my apartment. Everything I have in my life, it is within this portfolio. This portfolio, my entire property is inside this small box I have here. But then what is making you happy? It is the Krishna consciousness. That is the missing link, the Krishna consciousness. So when we are fully convinced, like you have said, you are convinced of your Krishna consciousness. And with this conviction, we are practicing our sadhana. It will affect the people who come in contact with us. That will bring a transformation in their life. So they will ask you one day, please tell me what is the secret of success? Why are you so happy and satisfied like this? Then Krishna, who can present Krishna consciousness to them, and it will affect them very deeply because they ask you, they will give their mind to you when you will give them the solution, and they will follow it up.
Jai. Haribol, Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yes. Chant and be happy. Haribol.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for being with us. Your association is very beautiful, as your name is. Thank you so much. And thank you, Maharaj. Certainly, our personal examples in front of the world, books of Srila Prabhupada, and the magic thing, Prasadam. Very, very true, Maharaj. Thank you so much. That was such a beautiful answer. Dear devotees, if anybody has any last minute questions, please go ahead, raise your hand. Or
yes, I got one question, Prabhuji.
Hari bol, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Because I don't want to miss Maharaj. I want to be every day meet him. I want to Maharaj, I want your details. Maharaj, now in the Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Asashvatam. But his devotee, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he said Sukhalayam Shashvatam in the material world. So how he could see Sukhalayam Shashvatam when the Supreme Lord has told Dukkhalayam Asashvatam?
Yes, Krishna said this material world is full of miseries, and it is full of misery because it is temporary. It is temporary, therefore it is miserable. And because we are spiritual, we are not temporary, so we will not feel comfortable here. But the Krishna is saying that to conditioned souls. He's not saying that to pure souls. The pure soul doesn't see what we see. Whatever. So that's what it means when the Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling Vidura, wherever you stay, that is a tirtha.
Where will you stay?
Where a pure devotee is, it is tirtha.
Tirtha.
It's a holy place. We create the holy place. And the matrimony said that although the material world is ugly, the presence of the pure devotees have made it beautiful. So that is a vision of pure devotees. Therefore, they see different. They are not part of this material world. They didn't take birth. They simply appear here to come and give us Krishna consciousness. They have a different situation altogether, even though they are here. Iha yasya hare dasya karmana manasa gira nikrasu api avastasu jivan mukta savujati. They are here in the material world, but they are not here at the same time because they don't feel what we are feeling.
So they're seeing Krishna in everyone. They're able to see Krishna everywhere, and
that is their experience. Therefore, they are never external. Never external.
The soul level, they are the Atma level.
Yes. Chaitanya Bhagavad described when 𝐤𝐢𝐳𝐝𝐿, he came to join the Aranam party. He was dancing the kirtan. He was dancing when the kirtan was going on. And this academies who are blasphemers, they started to laugh. Just look at this poor man. Just see this poor man. He is very, very poor. Wretched, he has nothing. Just see, he wants to show us that he has bhakti. But Kovalavesh did not hear. He didn't hear what they were talking. Why he didn't hear? Because he's not external. He didn't hear what they're talking. So he was not concerned. We hear people, when people talk ill about us, we hear it because we are here. So we feel disturbed and feel bad. But pure devotees, they are not here. So they don't hear the nonsense we talk about them. So they don't feel it because they don't hear. How would they be affected by something you don't hear? That is their situation.
So we all have to go in that level.
Yes,
then we'll have no worries.
We tune inside. When we tune inside, we will not be external. So we will not experience.
We seek your blessings. We seek your blessings, Maharaj, all of us, so that we can reach that level.
Yes, that is why we are all here to take shelter.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Take shelter of the holy name. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Raj Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, you have more time. We have one more hand raised and another question in the chat box too. We have Hemi Mataji's hand raised. You have more time, Maharaj?
Last one.
Last one? Okay, Maharaj, as per your permission. Hemi Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. It's a beautiful class. I have a very basic question. Actually, it is not quite relevant to the class, but just I need to improve my understanding of this onion and garlic, which we don't take when we are in Krishna consciousness. I personally quit it as well as I went into this. My understanding is that it actually affects our consciousness when we take these products. But I want to improve my understanding so that I can explain to somebody why I don't take it. So if you can help me understand it a little bit better so I can explain it to others as well. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Thank you for your question. It is a relevant question. Yes, when we are discussing the importance of the four regulative principles which we keep, this is part of the things that we cover. Why we don't take onions and garlic. In the Puranas, there is a beautiful explanation that the Kali Yuga begins on the day the Brahmana cursed Maharaj Parikshit at the beginning of Kali. At that time, the Brahmanas fell from their position. So they don't have potency to perfectly chant the mantra that will rejuvenate an old animal to a youthful animal. So when they perform a yajna, they use a cow, an old cow, and they chanted the mantra. Because they are no more perfect, the mantra was not potent to burn the cow to ashes and bring out the calf as supposed to be. So the young Brahmana boy who was there in that sacrifice, because the sin has entered fully into Kali Yuga. So the desire to eat the flesh entered this boy's heart. So he was thinking he would cover this remaining part which was not burnt with earth. And later on, when everybody is gone, he will come back and take the flesh for his consumption. But when he came back, so he covered it with earth. The next day when he came back, it has the mantra was chanted, although it was not as pure as before, but because the mantra was chanted, a little potency was still there because it was half burnt and half not completely burnt. So some transformation is there, a little bit. So when the boy came back to take this, it has turned into onion. So onion is the flesh of the cow. The garlic is a bone of the cow. So if we take onion and garlic, we are eating a transformed cow. So it is detrimental to our Krishna consciousness. It has an effect in our consciousness when we take this. And you see some people have a serious addiction to this because it is flesh, coupled with the mantra, the mantra which was chanted on this animal. So no intelligent person should take onions and garlic because it is flesh and has a detrimental effect in our practice, in our consciousness. Does it make sense?
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj.
That's the history of onions and garlic on the Purana. Okay, Krishna.
𝐸.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, 𝐸 Mataji, Danu Pranam. You can unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble pranam.
Thank
Maharaj,
you.
Maharaj, I have seen you got the suitcase of, you got a deity, the whole deity set, Vishakha and
Radheshan.
Radheshan, the Vishakha, and there's the other side, Vishakha and
many other personalities.
So when I saw that, and I was like, I want to be also like I gotta like this carrying this, and I do desire it, but I don't know how it's going to be fulfilled. And
You desire to have the deities, or you desire to have the box?
No, the desire to be like, I got the desire, but I don't know how it's going to be. How it's going to be manifest in reality in life, and I don't know. Do I have that?
It will manifest because the Krishna conscious desire. Krishna will manifest it. It will come true. just keep their desire. Krishna will manifest it.
But not without the guru. We need
Huh?
the guru. Without guru, it's not going to be taken.
So you get the guru. What is the problem? So get the guru. You are free.
But I don't know, Maharaj. I can only pray for it. I don't know that.
Yes, pray for it. Krishna will give you. Krishna is there in your heart. If you pray to him, he will give you. Why not? You are serving him. Christians fulfill the desires of his devotees. Even the non-devotees, Krishna is fulfilling their desires. So the devotees' desire in the seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj said there is nothing which is unobtainable by devotees. Nothing is unobtainable by devotees. Everything is available for devotees. So Krishna will give you a guru, will give you opportunity to serve the deities very nicely as your Lord and Master. That is possible.
Okay, Maharaj.
So we pray Krishna help you to get very soon.
Right, I believe 100%, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, the devotees. Yeah, good association.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your association. Thank you for coming to the call, Maharaj. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisance to Maharaj. It's getting late and Maharaj has to leave. Vancha kalaptaru prajita Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Guru Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. Yes, Bhakti Swami Maharaj ji ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj.